Should celebrities talk about politics? What do they know? Do they know things? Let's find out. I remember when politics were either super hush-hush or people just didn't care about them. But it's gotten to a point where if you're in a room, everybody just wants to trump one another with their own stances on politics. They're not ashamed to talk about it. Everyone's just out there in the open. But if you ask a question like Lala or Moonlight, people are like, yo, you better take that hate speech out of this room right now. In other words, you can't watch a movie anymore without it getting political. For example, you had Mad Max Fury Road, which was supposedly feminist propaganda. The Lego Movie is against organized religion. Frozen pushes a lesbian agenda. And of course, Suicide Squad discriminates against clowns. All these different views and theories just exhaust the movie-going experience. And it's gotten to a point where even movies themselves start taking on an agenda, and you see them being created with a specific message in hand, and they become less about entertainment or actual artistic expression. And of course, with movies becoming more political, so do the celebrities that are in said movies. So to answer it just right off the bat, yes, celebrities can talk about whatever they want. They may be richer, they may be like coke obsessed, they may be out of tune with what normal people go to on a day-to-day basis, but they're still citizens of this US of A, and they're able to talk about whatever they want. The funny part is, I remember growing up and everybody always telling you that these stars have this responsibility to be role models and they have to go out there and do good, and then when they end up being activists, people are like, no, you're a celebrity, you're a dumb celebrity, stick to movies. There always tends to be a side that is looking at a celebrity who's doing something and they go, no, celebrities aren't meant to don't talk politics, that has nothing to do with you. Celebrities should never talk politics. And then comes another celebrity who does talk politics, but it's in accordance to what they believe, so then it's okay. And this goes for both sides. It's never been about should celebrities talk about politics. It's always been, I don't want to hear somebody else talk about what I disagree with. And obviously, with this being a political video, my stance can possibly be seen as a bias, because I've made videos in the past dealing with certain topics, and then there'll be a side saying, you're clearly on the left and you hate everyone on the right. And then in that same video, people will be like, you're clearly on the right and you hate everyone on the left. And people just project the person that they hate the most on me. And I just want to clear up and let you know that I find both sides to be equally stupid. Now, I am not saying that I am more smarter than everybody else, but there comes a point where when you see people just having this sports mentality where they're rooting for a side, whether they're doing bad things or not, that doesn't matter, that it gets a little out of hand. I mean, when you start giving your 100% support to one stranger and you completely avoid the fact that the lesser of two evils is still evil, it makes you go, hold on, do you know how hard it is to find someone you could trust the rest of your life? Do you know how hard it is to find a deodorant that will last you for 4 years? And people are trusting a stranger with everything. But I get it, we all have certain opinions and we side from one side to the left. But to sum up what I feel in a Tumblr post so it's easier to understand for some, if we focus so much on going left or right, we will never move forward. Print it on a postcard, ship it, boom, you've just saved the world. But back to the deities that are celebrities, I think the reason that it bugs people so much that people go out there that are famous and talk about things they disagree with is because they have influence.
You know John Lennon.
Yeah, sure, he was a president before Lincoln.
You can have all the Leslie Nopes of the world go out and try to do good, but literally you just need one rap song to mention a drink and those shelves are empty. If a celebrity goes to visit a location, sales will start to boom. If Kim K started wearing a Yeezy Season 5 fanny pack, then everywhere you go, it's gonna start looking like the 90s. Reason being is that America loves to keep up and imitate celebrities. So you get to a point where when it turns to politics, people start to get antsy. And in my opinion, if we're still allowed to have those, I think it's all about intent. The thing about intent in the internet age, though, is that you can tweet something with a certain message and they'll manipulate it so that way they have a reason to be mad. And that just diminishes what the person was trying to say in the first place and gets us to a point where we just don't listen. It's all about insulting first and maybe reasoning with the facts later, because it's gotten to a point where I've seen this. Someone will ignore straight up facts just because it came from someone they don't like. And that's where things become funny. I know it's not super funny because it's obviously ignorant to a point, but you can't help but laugh. For example, that citizens video that was made in response to Save the Day, where they wanted to insult celebrities, so they just gave them more attention. My personal favorite part was the fact that they hired actors, many who were actually more attractive than the famous ones, but considering they weren't as rich, it made lines like these.
Thanks, famous actors.
Thanks, famous actors.
Thanks, famous actors.
Make it seem like a Morton commercial. Again though, we don't discriminate on this show. I like looking at both sides because the PC side of things, they love to give great speeches and they're very triumphant and all that. But you remember that the PC side of things loves to be very anal with their phrasing, and while it may just be little slip-ups, if it wasn't for them constantly just bombarding you with how to correct things, then it wouldn't be that big of a deal. For example, Meryl Streep at the Golden Globes gave up her Lifetime Award speech to express a political message, and it was very, very admirable. In it though, instead of referring to a person's name, she referred to the person as a disabled reporter, which in PC terms it should be a reporter with a disability, but nonetheless, she continued by saying that the person did not have the capacity to defend themselves, as if the person didn't have a physical disability but was brain dead. It's like the man is a Pulitzer Prize winning reporter for the New York Times. He's not brain dead. It's like you're downplaying a human being, which I don't think was done maliciously, by the way, but you're downplaying somebody in order to make your point. And this is something that happens a lot with celebrities, and where, look, I love movies. I hope to one day be a big filmmaker, but nonetheless, I'm aware that if we were like in post-apocalyptic times, the arts wouldn't mean anything. But a lot of artists like to say that the world needs more artists, and it's like, I don't know about that. The perfect example would have been at the Oscars when Viola Davis said this in her speech.
I became an artist, and thank God I did, because we are the only profession that celebrates what it means to live a life.
Yeah, there's a lot of other professions that truly appreciate life. What I'm saying is, don't be afraid to look at your side and question it. Just because you love your family, that doesn't mean that they don't make mistakes. Just because you're in a group that's trying to do good, that doesn't mean that you can just ignore the bad apples or the things that are being hidden under the rug, because no one's perfect. Don't limit yourself by not wanting to see another person's point of view, and most importantly, don't always look up at the stars, because they might just blind you. Thank you for watching. I look forward to reading your comments down below, as I have to respond with timestamps of moments within the video because people just stopped listening and ignoring what I had to say just so they can get mad. On a brighter note though, remember that if you subscribe and follow me on Twitter, I will donate $100 each time to Kanye West's 2020 campaign, where Bernie Sanders will be vice president. Other than that, and until then, keep watching movies, and I'll see you guys later.